This HackerRank challenge is called Recursion 3. We need to complete this function here called factorial to return the factorial of a number. The number we receive in this challenge is the parameter n, it's an integer, and it's going to be between the inclusive range of 2 and 12. You can see this in the constraints. This is how you calculate the factorial for a number. So if n equals 5, then the factorial is going to be 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And the result is going to be 120. If n equals 4, then the pattern is the same and the result is going to be 24. If n equals 3, then the result is going to be 6. For factorial 2 and 1, we see that n does not change. So factorial 2 has a result of 2 and factorial 1 has a result of 1. So in this challenge, like I explained, the value of n is going to be between 2 and 12. So we can remove this one here. We don't need to consider it in our logic, but we need to consider this case here. If n equals 2, then we need to return the value of n. If we look at the top here, we can see that the pattern repeats itself. So for factorial n, when n equals 5, is going to be 5 times the result of 4. In other words, it's going to be n times the factorial of 5 minus 1, which is the factorial of 4 here. And if you calculate 5 times 24, you're going to get 120. For factorial 4, it's 4 times the result of 3. So in other words, the result of 4 times factorial 3, and we get 24. If you calculate 4 times 6 here, which is the result of factorial 3, you're going to get 24. So this here can be our logic. When n equals 2, we simply return n. Otherwise, we need to return n times the results of the previous number. In code, this is what it looks like. If n equals 2, we return n. Otherwise, we simply return n times factorial of n minus 1. So this here is what we call recursion because we are calling our own function right here. But in order to prevent it from running over and over again, we need to stop at a certain point. So when n equals 2, let's say the value of n at first was greater than 2, we decrease it here, n minus 1. At one point, it's going to become 2, and then we simply stop calling the function because we return n directly. So I'll do other videos on recursion, but for now, I'm just going to run this code now to make sure that it passes the first test case. It does, so I can now submit this code, and we have passed all 3 of them. So that's it guys for this HackerRank challenge. Please make sure to check out my GitHub in the description of this video if you want to get the code for this challenge, and please subscribe to my channel to support it. I'll catch you next time.